Guys, how are you doing? Day 2 of the 10-day series of trying to get somewhat decent at this sport. And yeah, it was day off yesterday, completely forgot to do the intro, so I'm doing it now. And a lot of iron work, broke it down, still a bit of wedge play, a bit of putting as well, and went and played 18 holes in the evening. So overall, nice day. And I've just finished doing day 3 as well, working in the shop this afternoon, hence the background. And yeah, guys, hope you enjoy day 2. Thank you for all the support you showed on the last one, and yeah, let's get into it. So welcome, day 2. Day off today, so I got up at the golf course about 10 o'clock and yeah, started off with my 103 putts, 96 out of 100. I was quite happy with that, but unfortunately let myself down, missed one at 67 and then missed 2 on the bounce straight after. So it goes to show how easily or weak my mental preparation is at the moment. Obviously affected me quite a bit, and then I missed 2, and really I should be a bit stronger, reset myself and go on from there, because obviously that is quite similar to what might happen on a golf course if I did miss a small one. So out on the range, iron work today. Stretching, really important. I don't do it enough myself. I should do. If you struggle for something, let's say early extension or over the top swing or whatever it is, it's probably down to your lack of flexibility if you've never been able to cure it. So have a golf coach look at that. I highly recommend it. There's no point trying to teach someone if they physically can't do it. So stretching is always key. Very windy today down at Burford. And in terms of iron swings, obviously I've been trying to gain distance for ages now for my long drive, which is great when you're hitting a driver. However, when it comes to hitting accurate iron shots, I've been a bit all over the place. So realistically, is trying to hit punch 3/4 swings for myself, trying to hit my 7-iron 160. So that's kind of what I did today, trying to feel like my swing stops at 9 o'clock, trying to keep that club face really consistent at impact. And that's the main thing, basically, trying to make sure that club face is impact. So if I do leak it left or right, it's only going to be a chip and a putt, it's not going to be a disaster. So I was trying to really recreate the impact position, trying to hold my core, trying not to sway, trying to limit a lot of things that won't cause extra distance. So if you're looking for distance, please don't do this. But going through my routine and trying to recreate impact position one after another, going through my routine each time, that's really important. Don't just hit golf balls, guys. Go through whatever routine you might have. Quality practice is always better. Normally I'd say 30 to 50 balls takes me 40 odd minutes. I spend about 40 minutes hitting balls here. And here's a quick slow-mo of what it looks like. So nice short swing, trying to not sway. So you can see I slide a bit on the way down, but trying to really hold that hip and let my hands get through, because I have been blocking it right a lot at the moment. So just giving myself some time for everything to catch up, because I do hit the ball quite hard, but that's mainly because my hips turn so much, and that is a blessing and at the same time a real big inconvenience, as I've found out in the past. I got bored, so I started eating. That's not really a joke. Well, it is kind of a joke. I find that as soon as I start zoning out, it's time to put the club down, go and do something else, whatever it is, look on my phone, listen to some music, and then come back refreshed and start carrying on. Because too many times I've hit 100 balls, all of a sudden it starts tailing off, I'm starting hitting bad shots, and I'll grab another 100 balls, and all of a sudden you're starting implementing bad things in your swing, and it just doesn't help. So when I get into that state now, and I get bored or whatever it is, I go and do something. It just so happened that it was lunchtime, so I went and ate, came back, and everything started getting back better, and everything started looking really good again. So this was the end of my driving session, and again trying to feel like it's all one piece. I feel like I'm trying to take it away with the hands rather than the club, so it's all one easy unit, nice and smooth. And I think that's especially important when I'm trying to hit a pressured tee shot, rather than focusing on the in swing where my club is, all this kind of stuff. It's basically back and forth and hit it, and if it's a good shot, great. If it's a bad shot, so be it, as long as I commit. Here's my divots. This is the kind of divots I want to see on the range, guys. Maybe I'm OCD, but it'd be nice if people were a bit neater with their divots. So my daily chipping, I chose a really tough one. No green to work with, uphill, dodgy lie. But again, similar to my putting earlier with the 100 putts, I hit some really good chips to start off with, and as soon as I hit a bad one, my technique went all over the place. I started being rushed, I started coming across it, I started digging my leading edge in, I thinned a couple. So again, it goes to show this is a great exercise. It's trying to recreate all my exercises that I do, try and recreate what's actually happening out in the golf course. trying to recreate that tournament scenario when you're practicing, and it really highlights, when I look back at this footage, kind of the stuff that really doesn't help my game and stuff that I really need to improve on. And if I was to do this for a month, 2 months, 3 months, especially when I was playing tournament golf, it would really help my game. So that's definitely something to obviously have a look at. Like any of this stuff, I mean, I have given myself 10 days to get better at golf. This is definitely going to help my golf. No way is it going to make me shoot 65, 64, because I just haven't been doing it enough. But at the same time, it all comes with time, and making sure your practice is quality is always going to help your golf. Bit of gate work here. This is great for making sure that your club face is aligned at impact, so making sure that the ball's obviously getting on the right line. So a small little gate for the ball to go through, big gate for your putter. You can see if I hit it offline there, and also it highlights where your ball starts predominantly. So I do pull my putts, so that is kind of a good tell. So a bit of that, and then one of my favourite drills. So you do this from 3 foot, 6 foot, 9 foot, 12 foot, 15 foot, and then what you do is you put a club down, and you've got to get each ball past the hole but not hitting the club, otherwise you've got to start again. There's Pelt's putting test like this. It's one of my favourite ones. That's a really weak putt, but it went in. And yeah, basically each one's got to go past the hole, can't stop short of it, but can't hit the club. So you're giving yourself a chance. You really should be giving yourself a chance for all these, but you don't want to be leaving yourself a 4 foot, 5 foot coming back again. On averages, you're just going to be dropping shots on the golf course. It's not worthwhile. And I practice the left to right ones because that's my weakest putt at the moment, because I come across the ball with everything in my bag. That's one of the hardest ones for me, so I thought I'd practice that. Then I thought that was a bit easy, so I tried to hold all of them in a row and then start again. I started with the short putts first, but then I changed it up. I tried for the long putts. So actually my long putts were awful from this distance. I kept hitting the club at the back there, kept hitting short. And then the good thing about this is that if you hold the first 2 or 3, all of a sudden you're getting down to the 6 foot, the 3 foot, and the pressure's on. All of a sudden you're not necessarily smooth, the club's all over the place, and again it's recreating that pressure scenario. So I hit all 3 in there, get to the 6 footer, bam, missed it, low side, nice way. Out on the golf course, just hit some iron shots, everything else. Swing felt really good off this tee, really good. And I think again it goes to show let's say lack of energy or focus as the round goes on. At the start of this round, everything in terms of technique and what I was trying to work on was very good. As soon as I hit a bad shot, straight out the window back to where I was. So some good wedge shots, some good iron shots. This is the par 3 here, the 11th. You can see me trying to work that club on the same line, basically me hitting wedge shots with every club in the bag. That's kind of the idea, keeping my hands nice and still, letting that bounce come through onto the target. But I definitely swayed a lot more on the golf course, and I only can see it now in the footage rather than at the time, but I was swaying a lot more, so that's something to obviously focus on. I thought I put my driver into the trees on the right here, but it was a nice little shot to play here because I've been practicing punch shots all day, especially cut ones. I was kind of born and bred for this at this point. So a nice little 5-iron, starting at those trees on the left there, bringing it back in, put it straight back in A1. I was quite happy with that. And again, you can see me with the 3-iron here, quite a lot of swaying, especially on the way back and the way through. Core doesn't necessarily stay engaged, and again that's something maybe I'm not been working on enough and something I need to have a look at. Swaying obviously helps in terms of distance, a lot more moving parts, but in terms of actually finding the middle of the club, definitely does not help. Best pitching wedge of the day, I felt that swing was a lot better, shorter, and again you see on the par 3 here, same thing, trying to keep those hands and club working at the same time and just basically using my shoulders just to turn through the ball. I'm not going to hit it a mile, but I'm definitely going to hit it far enough, and that was a nice little wedge shot into the green here, and actually this was the best putt as well. Good line. Anyway, that's day 2 guys, thank you ever so much for watching. Day 3 coming tomorrow, going to be working on my driver. Let's get at it.